Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and just brief forward about what is this integrity oncology all about. And I just want to tell you there are some things which we are always focused when we are looking at cancer patient as a whole. I see cancer patient is toxic. A cancer patient, any kind of cancer patient, is number one is toxic. He is with all pollutants and all that. That's one thing, and the other one is he is deficient. He is deficient in minerals. He is deficient in nutrients and all, and most probably he's infected with the stealth infections and all. Maybe it is a viral, it's a fungal, or a bacterial kind of stuff. And this is assumption is very you need to understand this so that you can always take up this particular thing. What makes us more this happens with every cancer patient. The patient is toxic, he is deficient, and he is infected, number one. And this leads to something called mitochondrial damage and ROS, reactive oxygen species. Mitochondrial damage as well as ROS goes hand in hand, and these things leads to genetic and epigenetic altered expression. Now, this you need to understand. This is a lot of epigenetics, and epigenetics is the environment which triggers the gene expression to appear early. Having said that, trying to work on something else, we are focusing on mitochondria problem here, because what happens is that when we are talking about integrative oncology, and we when we take up as cancer as a mitochondrial disease, there is a good way forward. And if you can always modify some of the factors, try to see that your oxygen and all that, there are some things which can always restart your mitochondria, because most of the cancer cells have a mitochondria which is a big defunct in that case. So the what origin of cancer is thus a metabolic derangement, and this was assumptions not by me, it was by Warburg, who has done, Otto Warburg has done a great kind of work, and later on Thomas Seyfried, people with recently Dr. J, there are big people, Nicolas Gonzalez has worked on that. So I just want to focus on this particular thing, cancer as a metabolic derangement. So with the damage to that OXPHOS, what happens? The cell OXPHOS is mitochondrial kind of when in the mitochondria there is a thing called OXPHOS which happens, which is basically aerobic glycolysis, giving rise to one glucose molecule, one oxygen, and this group. This leads into 36 ATPs. Instead of that, what happens with the damage to this mitochondria and all that, so then your glycolysis doesn't affect properly, it switches into anaerobic glycolysis, which the cell resorts to fermentation. We call fermentation to survive. So what are the fermentable fuels? One is glucose, another one is glutamine, and if we are able to starve them of these, particularly glucose and glutamine, they are vulnerable. Cancer cells, they start dwindling. This concept you need to work it out, and there are a lot of therapies which assist mitochondrial rehabilitation, which usually have a healing effect. See, this is how we try to work it out. We try to work out with something like attack cancer cells, which what they don't like. Something like vitamin C is trying to work with curcumin, trying to work with a lot of hyperthermia, trying to work on other modalities, trying to balance the pH and all that. And sometimes we try to work on some of the tests which we undergo. It can be B17, it can be a lot of other stuff, which normally there's a thing called RGCC. They do that test specifically, and we use that particular thing. I can always tell you, cancer of today is not what was the disease 25 years back. And yes, you must always be proactive, try to work on this particular stuff, and I can always assure you, work can be worked out. It's you take it as a metabolic disease and try to understand, you fix the mitochondria, and this is the way we go forward.